All right, Shalom. Before I get started, I want to give all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakar HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at GMS. Peace, honor, and respect to you brothers that's out there laboring, edifying, rightly dividing the word in truth and sincerity. And Shalom to you believers out there. All right, the Aki and Wa Akwath. And, I'm pretty sure you brothers and sisters out there that seen this Jimmy Butler. All right. And it says what? Jimmy Butler has a new look, and even the Miami Heat were surprised by it. All right. And this is what happens, all right, when you are compromised. This is what these guys have to go through, all right, to, have the success of this world, all right, because what is that? Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Let's get that. All right. Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. All right. And the wicked is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, who wants to continually emasculate the Israelite man. All right. He wants the Israelite man to be like a woman. Excuse me. And the Israelite woman to be like a man. All right. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Right. Where and who is he? All right. But this is what happens when you want the world. Okay. Because even when you go to what's that, Luke? Let's see. Let's get Luke 4. And 5, it says, and the devil, taking him up into an high mountain, showed him all the kingdoms of the world in a moment of time. And the devil said unto him, all this power will I give thee, and the glory of them, for that is delivered unto me, and to whomsoever I will give it, if thou therefore wilt worship me, all shall be thine. And Esau, Edom, all right, because I've done lessons on this, brothers done lessons on this. When you get to the tippy top of the so-called white man power structure, all right, you have the Rothschilds, all right, and they communicate directly with the spiritual being Satan. It's been said, it's been whistleblowers that come out, all right. This is truth, all right. So the wicked, the so-called white man who's been given the world by the spiritual demon Satan, which ultimately everything is given by the Heavenly Father, all right? But that's why all your stars, all your acts of entertainment, they have to go into Satanism to make it. You notice, let's take Rihanna, for example, her first album, it was all bright and she was happy, and then she started getting what? More dark as time go on. Beyonce, all of these guys. Look at Jimmy Butler. Look at this transformation. Look at how he was when he first came into the league till now. Look. You see? It's going into Satanism. You have to be in this world to make it. You have to get into Satanism. If you want to get on a level of a Jay-Z, Beyonce, even a Jimmy Butler, or all those acts of entertainment. Not just the black ones, the white ones as well. All right, they're into it. Taylor Swift. All right. Who else? All of them. Okay. But as the subject is on Jimmy Butler, let's get this. Let me go here. Ecclesiasticus 19:29. A man may be known by his look, and one that has understanding by his countenance when thou meetest him. What? Meaning you can judge a book by its cover. You can tell when, a lot of times, when a man is with the ABC community, even a woman, all right? You can tell when a dude is feminine. You can tell when a female is masculine, all right? By that look, all right? By that look. Sometimes you can look at somebody and tell, hey, that person don't play, even before you even really get to know them. It's just that they have that look. Like, I ain't gonna mess with that person. That person crazy. Whatever the case may be. But you see Jimmy Butler, man, and this is Esau wants to emasculate the Israelite man. He wants the newer generation to be walking around like this, and you will have a lot of our people that will conform, all right? Because let's go to one thing about Jake. All right, one thing about the Israelites, man, they trim their ways. Jeremiah 2:33, it says, why trimmest thou thy way to seek love, right? And you have a lot of our people who trim their ways to seek love from the so-called white man and woman mainly, but these other nations as well. Therefore hast thou also taught the wicked ones thy ways. Now, let's go into that word trimmest. It says, the main thing I was looking for, it says to be good, be pleasing, all right? To be pleasing to somebody, all right? It says to be pleasing, when you go down to Roman numeral 4, it says to be pleasing too, right? A lot of black people like to be pleasing to the white man and woman. So, we all have had to change the pitch of our voice, change the conversation, change our conversation. That's how we would talk in the hood. I mean, a lot of people do that. Even white people, they change, how they do when they act on the job. But the so-called black man and woman, they love to be pleasing to masses, man. They love to be what you call Uncle Toms, coons. They love cooning. That's why when mainly you try to tell our people about the kingdom is only for Israel, they always want to know about, well, what about the white people? White people they don't care about the other nation. They care about the white man and woman and child. That's who because they love trimming their ways, all right? And it goes back to a Stockholm syndrome, all right? And even, let's go here. Because nothing new under the sun. When you go to Ezekiel, the 16th chapter, all right? Let me take these highlights off. All right, so when you go to Ezekiel 16, and I'm going to get in the NLT as well. Ezekiel 16:32, it says, but as a wife that committeth adultery, all right, which taketh strangers instead of her husband, they give gifts to all whores, all right, but thou givest thy gifts to all thy lovers, and hires them that they may come unto thee on every side for thy whoredom, right? So it's like a prostitute hiring the men, a female prostitute hiring the men, paying the men to sleep with them. It's backwards. That's what Jake do. All right. Verse 34, and the contrary is in thee from other women in thy whoredoms, whereas none followeth thee to commit whoredoms, and in that thou givest a reward, and no reward is given unto thee. Therefore thou art contrary, right? Because Jake, since way back, we've been following the practices and the customs of the Gentiles. And we mean the natural Gentiles, not Israelites in a Gentile state of mind. We talking about the natural Gentiles, so-called white man and woman, the Arabs, the Asians, all of them. We've been following their practices and customs. All right, think about it. Thanksgiving, Christmas, all these pagan holidays. All right, Thanksgiving was really, if you go back to it, it was about the murder and of the natives, which are Israelites, man. But till this day, people still celebrate Thanksgiving. When you go back to Christmas, it goes back to Saturnalia, paganism, everything, all of these holidays. And it's right here on the internet for everybody to see. And you can bring this up to your family, and they'll say, well, that ain't why I celebrate Christmas. I celebrate Christmas for Jesus. But then if you go in the scriptures, his birthday, you can't find his birthday. Nonetheless, December 25th. All right. It don't have a date where, so Jake followed these pagan holidays, these customs, everything. But do you think the other nations are gonna follow what we do, what the Israelites do? All right. You think the the Japanese is gonna be like, yeah, we're gonna do the Day of Atonement. All right. We're gonna do the Sabbath. All right. We're gonna follow, Hanukkah. No, they're not gonna conform to our customs and our practices, but we have to their custom and practices. Now let's get the NLT, those verses. Ezekiel 16:32, it says, yes, you are an adulterous wife who takes in strangers instead of our own husband, because we was the wife of the Most High. All right, we was it was akin to husband and wife relationship. How the Most High, cultivated us, brought us up, because Jerusalem, which is a people before is a place, the Israelites is like a beautiful wife, man. All right, and we committed spiritual fornication, spiritual adultery against our power. Verse 33, prostitutes charge for their services, but not you. You give gifts to your lovers, bribing them to come and have sex with you, right? So what type of prostitute would that be? They wouldn't make no money, all right? It would be, verse 34, so you are the opposite of other prostitutes. You pay your lovers instead of they're paying you, right? And that's, again, following their customs, their practices, worshiping their idols, all right? But the Gentiles, the natural Gentiles, didn't follow us, all right? And that's been going on since way back. The Egyptian, Assyrians, to name some, and all these captivities that we've been in. So Jake been trimming their ways to seek love from these other nations, man. And you have another, and this is just one of many examples right here. All right, because it was a time where you would see some white dude doing this. All right, why is Jimmy Butler doing this? Why he got this hairstyle? All right, it's an agenda. All right, and ultimately he trimming his ways. Whatever they might have told him, hey, do this, and he did it. Why? Because he got to keep that bag coming in. So ultimately, he got to trim his ways. He got to sell his soul to stay afloat in this kingdom. All right. And guess what? Esau Edom, he put this, he tell the Acts of Entertainment, these Israelite entertainers, to put this certain imagery and energy out, because the elites of the so-called white man, the Edomites, the elites of the Edomites, they know who we are, and they know when we get away from our power, we for the taking. Now look, it said Jimmy Butler had a new look for Media Day, and the NBA world immediately took notice. The Miami Heat forward arrived for the team's first official day of work this season with piercings, eye, lip, and nose, along with new hairstyle and his fingernails painted black. Right, and that's been another trend that's been popping off. You seen Drake, with the fingernail polish, Deuteronomy 22:5. A woman must not put on men's clothing, and a man must not wear women's clothing. Anyone who does this is detestable in the sight of the Lord your power. All right, we are not to put on things pertaining to the woman. All right, and women ain't supposed to do things pertaining to us. It's not supposed to be happening that way. All right, who mainly wear fingernail polish? All right, women. It's become a trend of sort of butlers who went through the media day gamut last year with dreadlocks, and that's that's another thing going off. But I mean, last year he had a more masculine look, even though that's going off. But last year with dreadlocks and deviation from his usual look, he said, I'm very emotional right now. See, emotional, man. All right. This is my emo state, and I like this. This is me, Butler said. That's him. This is how I feel as of late. All right. So, one point I wanted to get was in this paragraph. It says, it's become a trend of sort of butlers who went through the media day gamut last year with dreadlocks in deviation from his usual look. So Jimmy Butler, usually he had the braids, he had the little fade popping off in Chicago, all that. So he deviated, right? And let's look up that word, deviation. It says, the action of departing from an established course or accepted standard, all right? And our accepted standard was the laws, statutes, and commandments. And once we deviated from it, well, you have what you have from then all the way to today, all right? So, again, like I was saying before I read this, the top brass of Esau, Edom knows when we deviate from Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua, we're for the taking, all right? So let's get this, and I'm going to close out. Because they know, and they been knew. Let's get Judith chapter 5. Now I'm going to start at verse 3. It says, and he said unto them, tell me now, ye sons of Canaan, who this people is that dwelleth in the hill country, and what are the cities that they inhabit, and what is the multitude of their army, and wherein is their power and strength, and what king is set over them, or captain of their army, and why have they determined not to come and meet me more than all the inhabitants of the west? Then said Achior, the captain of all the sons of Ammon, let my Lord now hear a word from the mouth of thy servant, and I will declare unto thee the truth concerning this people, which dwelleth near thee, and the inhabitants and inhabiteth the hill countries, and there shall no lie come out of the mouth of thy servant. These people are descended of the Chaldeans, and they sojourn heretofore in Mesopotamia, because they would not follow their gods of their fathers, which were in the land of Chaldea. Now, this is going into us, the Israelites, all right? When you get into Abraham, his father, they from Ur of the Chaldea, and then they came and travel, and then eventually he had to leave. His father Terah, I believe. Yep. That's going into that history. For they left the way of their ancestors and worshiped the God of heaven, the God whom they knew. So they cast them out from the face of their gods, and they fled into Mesopotamia and sojourned there many days. Then their power commanded them to depart from the place where they sojourned and go into the land of Canaan, where they dwelt and were increased with gold and silver and with very much cattle. All right. But when a famine covered all the land of Canaan, they went down into Egypt and sojourned there, while they were nourished and became there a great multitude, so that one could not number their nation. Now it's getting into the history of Egypt. See? Therefore the king of Egypt rose up against them and dealt subtly with them and brought them low with laboring in brick and made them slaves. Then they cried unto their power. See, the power, our power is Yahweh. All right, that's our power. Not for everybody. The Heavenly Father controls and owns everything, but we was that wife, the Israelites. That's why I got Ezekiel the 16th chapter. Then they cried unto their power, you see. He didn't say our power. He said their power. And he smote all the land of Egypt with incurable plagues. So the Egyptians cast them out of their sight. And the Most High dried the Red Sea before them and brought them to Mount Sinai and Kadesh Barnea, all right, and cast forth all that dwelt in the wilderness, so that they dwelt in the land of the Amorites, and they destroyed by their strength all them of Heshbon, and passing over Jordan, they possessed all the hill country. And I'm reading how it would be in the Bible, because this, in the Apocrypha, a lot of these is Greek terms. All right, that's it say Ishban, but it would be Heshbon. And passing over Jordan, they possessed all the hill country, and they cast before them the Canaanite and Perizzite, the Jebusite and the Shechemite, and all the Girgashites, and they dwelt in that country many days. And while they sinned not before, now pay attention, and while they sinned not before their power, they prospered, because the Most High that hated iniquity was with them. But when they departed from the way which he appointed them, see, meaning when we deviated, they were destroyed in many battles very sore, and were led captives into a land that was not theirs, and the temple of their power was cast to the ground, and their cities were taken by the enemies. See, in the Edomites today, they know this. They know this. You don't think they know this? They just knew this then, and then this history, all this just got erased. No, they know this. This is why Esau, Edom continually use the acts of entertainment, who our people worship, to put this imagery and energy out. All right. Continuing on in Judah 5. All right. Verse 19. But now they are returned to their power, and are come up from the places where they were scattered, and have possessed Jerusalem, where their sanctuary is, and are seated in the hill country, for it was desolate. And see, today, that's the remnant who's returning to the scriptures in its purest form. All right, even though we still scattered physically, all right, we're gathered mentally, spiritually. All right, and how are we gathered right now? From the word. All right, Esau didn't count on that remnant. All right, see, verse 20. Now therefore, my Lord and governor, if there be any error against this people, and they sin against their power, let us consider that this shall be their ruin. And the top brass of the Edomites, they know this. All right, they know when they keep us at that low estate, we good. We for the taking. It's our room. And let us go up, and we shall overcome them. But if there be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord now pass by. And they know this. That's why they want to keep us away from the scriptures. All right, that's why brothers' videos get strikes and cut if you speak the truth. Speaking the truth is basically, you know, you're gonna get that oppression. All right, because they don't want you to know you're an Israelite. They don't want you to know they are Edomites. They don't want you to know the kingdom for you. They don't want you to not be in thug culture. They don't want you to know that not conforming to thought culture is best for you. Nigger culture, whatever. They don't want you to deviate from those things that they've been feeding you, because they know this right here, Judah 5. All right, but if there be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord now pass by, lest their Lord defend them, see, and their power be for them, and we become a reproach before all the world. And Esau, Edom knows this, all right? He knows that he will be a reproach if we come back to our power and follow the rules, all right? So, you know, I just wanted to bring this out, you know, Lord willing, it was edifying. To the next lesson. Shalom.